Welcome to the April 10th Parking Advisory Committee meeting. Anybody from the public? Can't see. Kind of
I know, it's hard to see.
No. Not yet.
John, can you see it?
Yeah, nobody's, just John Rankin's the only one down there.
Should be a pretty quick meeting, hopefully, unless we really, ideally, on a nice day like today. So, no guests, springtime pack work and updates, the sign, Diane placed a sign up. I looked, it's perfect sign, like mud season closed,
Mid-May.
just gone. I mean, it was pretty windy, so.
It's possible.
It's possible, I mean.
I can't imagine anybody taking it, except her handwriting is really good,
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think that,
don't know.
artistic.
yeah. So, related to that, Pete, so,
Pete sent a text message among us that, he thinks the ground's gonna be pretty hard, but he didn't answer me about the grass.
yeah,
So I don't,
I mean, I think if the majority of the people, so this is Shepherd House Bridge.
yeah,
If most of those people that are using it are using the Chamberlain Hill mountain biking, I feel like coordinating those two just makes sense. Like, I mean, I guess there might be some other people that might use it, but
like for road biking.
for road biking, and
Yeah.
also like, you know, I sent an email to Lars, who does the Chamberlain Hill, and he opens and closes those trails, and he seemed amenable to just taking the sign off when the trails are open, because if the trails are in good shape, and presumably the
Bikers can,
bikers,
Yeah.
the parking area, and I'd rather be on the side of
of that.
caution, just to like not let it get, let it have a little growing establishment every spring, so.
I agree. There was well, you saw it. There was a few spots that were a little mucky.
Yeah, so. I guess we'll work the sign,
Shall we do another sign?
version 2.
I'd be
I
happy to
think
make.
Chuck said that he would be
All right.
willing to do it. And then related to that, I am trying to schedule a meeting with V-Trans. Part of our permit is like a annual review at the start of the season, so I'll get that done sometime in April. I think just myself and maybe Pete can go out and do that.
Okay,
Yeah, just need to know.
Where is Pete coming tonight?
he might pop on. It's still early. He might wait till we get established. He might be having dinner.
Yeah.
Is that you, people?
It is, but
I
I don't have much to report. Go ahead, you keep going. We'll see what's up.
think, John, you wanted to talk, you added the term limits to the agenda. You were interested in having that conversation?
I just, it's between each member and the select board as to whether they reapply, and I wasn't meaning to pester people, but if and when you decide what you want to do, just asking that you share it with the committee.
Okay.
Didn't I send that out? John?
You,
Yes.
Diane and John did, and said that you were considering staying a little longer, and then
Yes.
if Kevin had any idea, I'd be interested in
Yes.
hearing.
Yeah, I did send that to Josh, didn't I? Did you all see that? Okay, great.
Yeah,
Sometimes my email, I have trouble with my email. Yeah, I talked to Josh at the end of the RLT meeting, actually, and I said, Josh, John, and I envisioned ourselves wrapping up after our 3 years, but we don't want to leave May 1st and leave people hanging. So we've agreed to stay on through as long as possible through the summer, maybe September 1st, I have no idea. Until somebody comes in and, fills us
Yeah.
back out, and even stay on while somebody new comes on to help if there's anything that's going on over the summer.
we definitely want to see through both the Dugway and Cochrane Road things, just to see how they go, because it's an experiment. But I think we should be, looking for people who are, interested in the topic,
Yes,
Do we want to discuss, like, I know it's not our job to sort of find the people, but can we think of do we want to get somebody from up West White Hill, or do we want to actually, actively
You know,
recruit.
That's a good idea. Josh did say, hey, if he said some of the best things come if you just ask around and
Yeah.
see who might be interested, so.
And since it's not gonna be set in,
So what,
heaven said,
what I think what I'll do, I'm gonna write this down, is I will send a note out to the neighborhood and see if anybody in the neighborhood wants to pop on, so I can write it, how else do you wanna pursue that? I don't really want to put a front porch forum thing out there
No,
personally.
I think we would
Yes.
rather, well, I mean, anyone is open to apply, and I think if I'm correct, I think the select board picks them,
Yeah,
but I think we may wanna, we may wanna do it more intentionally.
yeah.
But obviously, if somebody comes up, they're welcome to.
I do know that Rebbe sends out occasionally opening spots. I think he puts out front porch forum and he puts it out in another way. So Josh knows, and so we'll get in that cycle. So maybe.
Maybe Lisa's not busy enough on the select board. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Okay.
Hi, Lisa.
Did you follow that we're looking, we're over the course, by the end of the summer, we're gonna be, both of us are coming off of this board, and we're looking for. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
We'll have to renew your contract with whether or not we get your permission. So,
Yeah. We've been at it
But,
3 years.
yeah, I mean, apparently a lot of boards, I haven't looked at all of them, but the planning commission has 3 people leaving too. Virginia, Chris Cole. I'm still on it, but I'm kind of pulled a little bit. And we have 1 empty seat anyway. So we're talking about shrinking the planning commission from 9 down to 7. And I don't know if we can shrink your committee down much. 3, but that would be, it's a good variety of opinion. I really enjoy your meetings because you guys bring a wealth of knowledge and opinions, and it's a really interesting debate that you guys have. So we'll find somebody.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still weighing my decision, but I feel like, I could probably use a little more free time.
Yeah.
Like that's where I am right now, and I feel like, but I think getting through the summer will be important. I'm seeing through some of these other issues that we've been advocating for, so.
Yeah.
That's the balance I'm trying to find.
It's a tough one. It's hard to give these things up. It's also hard to justify continuing.
Yeah.
But who else term is up this year? I don't remember.
John, I, and Kevin.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah.
Well, John Rankin can get elevated, get a quick promotion.
I'll wait and see what shakes out here.
Yeah, gotcha.
How did Josh respond to?
He didn't respond.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should ding him again. Yeah.
I
He
wonder,
gets some
is
emails.
there some, can you serve past your term?
I asked him, and he said, that it's interesting. I said, can we stay? We'd like to stay on. And he says, well, you can always just keep going to the meetings anytime you want. He did say that. So let me ding him one more time.
Yeah.
And say,
Yeah.
I think, well, whose term ends in 2023? But all 3 of you?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
May 1st.
Well, is it May 1st? Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Josh
Well,
probably.
I don't know if yours is May 1st. Ours is May 1st.
Yeah. For some reason,
Okay.
I started
think-
October, so I thought mine was later, but.
Could be New Year's is
Okay.
October.
I think I was appointed like in September or something, but yeah, it's same year. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see what Josh recommends. I don't know if he has a pipeline of people, or not a pipeline, but a roster, to draw from. But inexhaustible pool.
I'd be impressed if he had a pipeline.
I would be.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
turn
like
the
4 or
faucet
5
and
people lined up
candidates
waiting.
come out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, my term end just says 2023, but I got an email actually regarding it, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right. Any other thoughts, questions on that? No. So moving on, traffic ordinance update. I don't think there has been any change to that.
Lisa, do you know anything?
The traffic ordinance, there's been a lot of discussion at the select board about traffic and, well, about a lot of things. So some of it's just, I've got like swirling gnats around my head sometimes for all the issues. We are really concerned about Cochrane Road this summer because, you know, it's going to be the only east-west route at sometimes. And we really can't shut it down because emergency vehicles need some way to get east and west. And we don't want to shut it down either. And it's a town road, so we should have a little more control over it than we do. But the state is supposed to give us more details about their schedule, but I haven't heard any yet. And I don't know if they don't have them or they just haven't given them to us.
So you're
But
talking
we
about
would
Route
like,
2?
yeah,
You're talking about- Well, it started today.
yeah, April 10th. But I picked up my granddaughter at Smiley School at 2:10, 2:15, and I didn't see anything. There's a few signs up, orange, you know, construction signs.
It was,
It's west of there.
yeah, it's Stank Byerland
It's near
Road,
Snipe Island Road.
yeah. In
Yeah.
the town forest.
Oh, okay, because we
Snipe
came
Island
Cochrane
Road
and
in
then
the town forest.
zipped out onto Route 2. Okay,
Yeah.
didn't see them.
Yeah,
What
Is
are-
there a second required select board public hearing? Or is only one public hearing required?
Did it happen yet? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. John.
for which, for what?
For the ordinance change.
the traffic ordinance changes on Dugway and East Cochrane.
I don't know if a public hearing is, I guess it would be needed.
One has already
yeah.
happened.
Okay.
And there are two.
I'm not familiar enough yet with the ordinance process to really, you know, be able to give you the
Neither
facts.
are we.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had the public meeting and that was it.
I think so too. I think,
And
yeah.
then
I
the
think we'll
next
hear-
meeting is the vote.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
this isn't-
It should be, I would expect that it should be a public meeting because there should be input. And that's about the only way to get it with some control. So, but we already talked about speed limits. We already, we are going to enforce the posted speed limits starting last week. So I hope they've been doing some enforcement, more enforcement. Lord knows there needs to be a lot on Cochrane Road. What else? There's so many things going on. The speed tables, I read in Pete Gosselin's report that the speed tables are being designed. So when they're going to be put in, I don't know. That's a paving issue to some extent. And I don't know if he's got the equipment or the crews to do it because they're going to be doing the sidewalks on East Main Street while the state is putting in the new road. So we're saving a lot of money by doing it that way, but that'll keep his crew pretty busy. So I don't know if they're going to be able to put in speed tables. Those are important though. And I've committed to them. I mean, you know, we've all committed to these speed tables because it's one of the only ways to really slow people down whether they want to slow down or not.
So is the thought that they, I mean, I think we're off topic, but would they actually do that while Route 2 was closed off? Would they actually do that on Cochrane Road?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
why-
yeah,
why is that
we'll do
allowed?
them.
I guess
We'll
it
do
makes
them as soon
sense.
as we can. And I don't know what the schedule is
Makes
exactly for
sense.
them because Pete's
That'd be fantastic.
crew is full up on, yeah, it's got to be done. We're also going to hopefully post some signs that explain in plain language and you know, a few words what the state law is about motorists and pedestrians and bicycles. They all have a right of way, and a motorist is supposed to avoid them by at least, I think it's 4 feet. It'd be better to go into the other lane if there's nobody coming. So there's a lot of education that's hard to do. If people would just put themselves in other people's shoes, none of this would be a problem, but that doesn't happen much.
So
Yeah.
do we need to ask Josh if there's going to be a second public hearing? That's my recollection, but I could be wrong, that it's the ordinance process requires 2 hearings. What do other people remember?
That's what I remember, John.
So should we ask Josh if it's scheduled?
Yeah, I think that's
Okay, I haven't looked at the select board agenda.
Yeah, I can look at it. I thought it was, we had the public.
I thought we
hearing,
had the public hearing.
And then the
But-
next one was the vote, but I can check with Josh.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah, I don't want to look it up right now.
Was the hearing a while ago before I got on the board? Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I know we haven't had
It's the 18th of January.
oh, it's a while. I'm surprised we need a second one, but I'm not the expert, so.
you will be.
Yeah, just about the time I'm the expert, my term will be up. We shall see.
Anything else on communication or feedback from anybody? Anything on Bombardier Meadow or,
Nothing.
yeah,
I don't know if they had their meeting yet.
Yeah.
They said April or May. I did ask Jim. Thank you for asking that on the, and I asked him for an update on the Richmond Land Trust parking at the Beacon Preserve. You know how there's that grass parking there? And he said, at the next RLT board meeting, which he will also be talking about Bombardier, he'll give us an update on that. He'll get an update on that and then pass it along. I just didn't know where that was in process.
yeah.
You know, before it was, the intent of that was they're gonna stop the other side, so I'm not sure where it is.
One other thing that occurred that from a real backlog we were talking about this morning is at one point we talked about drawing lines up the Edmonds parking lot, but the small Edmonds pull off, this
Yeah.
bridge. And
People have asked that over.
people have asked that, yeah, because sometimes it's misused, and people
Yeah.
pull in parallel. But that was one thing I wanted to ask Pete if he should have, if that was a good thing to do, because I think some guidance would help, would be hard.
Every time we go by, they're parked a little different.
Yeah, and I think the only way to unify that would be to sort of indicate it. That's something they could do. I think that's gonna be more important as the parking distress.
Yeah, maybe I should stop by the garage and just talk to Pete
You want
about
to
some
talk-
of these things. So.
Ask him to, if you do that, ask to look in the book. He's got a book on signs. I'm very,
Oh.
I was gonna stop by the garage and ask him about the
You mean
signs
that we can
too.
order from?
He will order the signs for the no parking zones.
Yeah,
How am I supposed to say that? No parking areas.
yeah, I mean, that was the only reason too, I was inviting him and I defer to his judgment. Really, but if Pac is interested in seeing what types of signs, maybe.
I'm curious about it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some, when I was thinking Doug, I forget where it was the other day, but just a straight, no parking this side of the road. Or what,
I have seen no parking this side of the road.
yeah,
I have seen those.
there's no parking either side of the
And then
road,
there's no parking either, yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe it's just something simple like
Yeah.
that. I feel like the one that would be. Have much more editorial content would be those gateway signs on Dugway,
Saying, change it.
yeah.
Yeah. I think no parking on this side of the road. I think it needs some explanation because there is parking on that side of the road up to a point
Up to a point,
and
yeah.
after a point, so
No parking between signs, so, yeah,
what's on it? Yeah.
yeah, so. I don't know, if you're interested in seeing what he's thinking, maybe you and I can just go over. And take a look, I don't know, John, if that's something that you'd be interested in too.
You're muted, John.
Oh, ask the question again, Kevin.
I don't know, we wanted to talk to Pete about potential signs, and he has a book to take a look at options. But if we wanted to have any input from our committee to the sign selection, Diane and I were talking about potentially just going over the garage and taking a look at his catalog to see what signs he's proposing. If more people from PAC are interested, then I think that's We'll just have,
I'm only curious.
I'm available as long as we don't have a quorum problem.
yeah, what we, two people can do? or-
Only two people do this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, I've got, we'll have to check in with Chuck, see if he's interested in that too.
Yeah,
Other than that, we kick it off until next
Yeah.
Monday. and really
Yeah, I
encourage
think so.
Pete to come.
I think so too. We could add, actually, we could just make a list of key questions and ask, say,
Yeah.
these are we were wondering about, and then
Yeah.
ask them to our next meeting.
Yeah,
And if he can't make it, because it's pretty busy this time of year,
yeah,
maybe one of us or two of us can go off and ask him those questions
Yeah.
and then bring an update. He's a busy guy.
yeah,
Maybe we should do that. I don't know. What do you think? Should we just do that instead?
yeah, I
or
think that sounds good.
That,
Yeah,
okay,
maybe I'll circulate us 3 or 4 questions and
yeah,
people can.
yeah, I wrote down that other, question, I think, you were Chuck, brought it up again, was to have, a little sign on over Rockwood Park that says river access.
Yeah,
I thought that was a really good idea. Did you bring that up or Chuck? Do you know how you have signs that say different things?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
You can do trail access, river access.
I think you could say both there,
I-
right? Yeah, just, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
it'd be nice to homogenize it with whatever trail sign we have too. I don't know, I wonder who does the. Yeah, how do we get that? How do we? Maybe there's a sign that. In the manual.
There is, there are.
In the catalog,
That there is.
yeah.
Yes.
That's what would be great, yeah.
Yes,
I'd love to see.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Bombardier is still up in the air, but like I'm thinking, what about the 2-hour parking sign or like some other? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
2-hour parking sign?
What other like communication we need to give to if Bombardier is open, we pass the ordinance, what other additional communication do we need to people potentially parking at Bombardier?
Oh,
If at all, if it happens, like.
And whose job is that? That's the land trusts. There's the signage inside.
I think we're all helping each other.
Yeah,
So I think, would maybe be a land trust sign with,
what
Or-
expected behavior is,
Yeah,
is that,
something on that, yeah, but yeah, still something that you'd have to involve our RLT. And because we don't really know which way it's going, it's probably, because I'm sure it's other signs at this point.
I think so too. But I would like, a more official sign for sure,
Yeah,
I think, for recreational parking, Richmond. Town of Richmond, recreational parking. Whatever needs to be said there.
yeah, yeah. So we made it through the agenda.
I don't know, John. he's got
I
the-
just found an email from Kevin from September 26th that has an attachment with the ordinance process. And now I think you all can read it. I think it's just one meeting, but then the select board has to vote, and then I'm reading, wait 60 days for the ordinance to take effect. So besides checking with Josh, September 26th email from Kevin.
Yeah,
Thank you
that
so
was-
much.
That was my understanding,
Yeah,
and that's 60 days, that's gonna
and the 60 days
go by fast.
began at the public meeting, I believe, right?
Yeah, I thought the 60 days began at that public meeting.
Yeah, which was, John Cohn, you said
I
the
thought it
date,
was January 18th.
January 18th?
Yeah,
Can I look?
because there's no way we would have said 60
So we should-
days after the vote, we would be.
Done. January 18th?
I thought so.
February?
Could it be January, or it might have been February.
I think it was
18th.
February?
And did they
Might have been
February.
February.
I don't remember if they voted.
No, not February 18th. Hang on, wait 1 second. So was it?
I think we should ask.
Our select boards on,
6:30, we're done.
no, on Mondays,
Yeah,
Lisa?
yeah,
Yeah, select board's Monday, 1st and 3rd of the month, except in March. It was like the 2nd and 3rd Mondays. I have no knowledge of anything that happened before March.
Okay, let me see there.
Well, once the, if that happens at 60 days, then Pete can order the signs and he can put them up.
Yeah,
I think we should go visit Pete. I'm in for this week. Do you want me to reach out to him?
it was on 3/13/23. Public hearing to consider adoption amendments to traffic ordinance would be held at Monday's select board meeting. That was on.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's only been
it's only been a month.
a month. So go rush
Wait, when was it?
the 13th of
February?
February,
March.
March.
Oh,
And did they vote to accept it? I'm not recalling.
That was
no, that
not,
was the hearing.
that was the
Yeah,
hearing.
they vote to accept it prior to that, but I mean, they voted to put it through. All right, we got some time, y'all.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes here.
We got till May,
I'll confirm with,
March, April. No, we got April.
with Josh, what day
Okay.
will the vote
Okay.
be? Agenda.
Yeah, you have to. I wish I had a better answer for you, but unless it was at the next select board meeting on the 20th.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're just anxious for it.
Yeah, we'd like
Oh,
to have.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you guys want that off your plate. And I'm anxious for it too. So
Yeah.
we're all going in the
So-
same direction.
Maybe. All right, I'm willing to go, I'm very happy to go talk to Pete this week. If anybody wants to join, if you want to join, anybody, or to ask him some questions, and I would. Or make a list and he can come to our next meeting, but I kind of want to look at it. It's up to y'all.
We'll make a list of questions
Okay,
and then
okay,
circulate that.
okay.
And then just say, Pete, would it be easier, just two of us stop by the
Yep.
shop? Maybe it is.
Yep. Or even,
I don't wanna pull them into a meeting after hours unless
Correct.
we really
Great
need
idea.
to. So, yeah. Anybody else? Any other? Well, approve past meeting minutes from March 27th. We get a,
I'm good, I'm good.
second, yeah,
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
wait, did you second it?
Second,
I
I,
approve the meeting minutes. Did I do the meeting minutes?
John, do you approve?
Yes, I approve.
One absent.
All right.
Good. Yeah,
all right, well, that's,
So I think there's really not much we can do until these ordinance, what else, am I missing something? We'll hear back from Jim on those 2 parking areas.
I'm gonna meet with.
Am I
the
missing
trans,
something?
Check it out.
I guess the only thing I'm thinking, is there any prep we want to do with what we know now, at the start of the season? It's really,
It's really just,
it's in the hands of the select board.
Oh,
That's
okay, 2
fine.
questions.
We talked about a communication strategy, but we kind of thinking that's too early, like some
Yeah.
front porch forum posts, like, you know. River access, use over offers, respect our neighbors, that kind of stuff, but we want to get closer to,
I'm thinking
May,
end of May
End of
is when
May.
that has to be, right?
Yeah.
Mid-May.
Mid-May.
yeah,
If and when the ordinance gets done on East Cochran, would we like Pete to put up ropes? So he has them up,
I think the signs replace the ropes.
okay, he has them up around the bottom of West White Hill, which I really still think it's a good idea there.
Yeah,
And maybe, I'll talk to him about it,
yeah, another deep question.
yeah.
I
Say,
think
how do you
the
want to
signs
communicate this?
Kind of,
Yeah,
because the ropes are work too, so if the signs do the job, people don't park where they're legally supposed to park, and I think that they have a little more, you know, regulatory appearance,
Yeah,
then maybe the ropes don't need to go up and down every year, we just have signs and we're done.
yeah. So if the ordinance passes and if we get parking in the meadow, then we probably do want Pete to put ropes up around the entrance
At least actually.
of the
Oh, the entrance.
Yeah.
of Bombardier parking, if that's there, just to, because that's not covered under the ordinance. So that's the only thing I think that's out there,
Yeah,
and we can have flexibility there.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Any maintenance. is
Lisa, you
not-
can just.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Question about the ropes, where, what, is this for roping off areas that shouldn't be parked in? Oh, okay,
yeah, at the bottom of West White Hill,
oh,
where
that
it comes
corner,
into-
or,
Into East Cochran area, you'll notice that there's ropes up already.
okay,
That he has been keeping those up for now 3 years, just because people slide in and around there, and it'd be good to ask him if he plans on keeping them there. And does he think we need them anywhere else? Or are the signs enough?
okay,
Okay,
this time will tell.
yeah,
If, at $50 a ticket, though, maybe we don't really want people to know too much about not parking.
Yeah,
No, they'll learn quickly.
It is good timing with the construction project and making sure if there were a lot of detour people going through or people cutting off, like having that parking on Cochran roads would made it much more dangerous. So,
Mhm.
would, the other question is, would we want the parking fee posted on those signs?
probably not, because it could always change.
It could always
You
change.
know, big binary signs, and I think people assume the worst too, right? So if they. Like $50, you know, could be $100,
Yes, it's true.
so, I don't know, it's a good question, I feel like, yeah. Maybe not,
Okay.
and I think that if you're ordering right out of the catalog, you're probably not gonna have,
It's an add-on
like an add-on.
that's like below it,
Yeah,
parking fee.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
you see what Pete thinks,
I don't think it's posted anywhere else in town, so
yeah,
that's what he'll probably tell me.
Yeah.
Not post anywhere else. Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else? I'm really scratching my brain to see if there's anything else.
Yeah,
John, do you have anything?
that bottom part was easy.
Nothing from me.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
good, well, enjoy your time down in Connecticut, right? Or what?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, good.
I see sunshine.
All right, so
All right, see you in 2 weeks.
6:35, meeting adjourned.